Holman, what would it sound like if Gale Banks drove around with you in your Jeep 392?
Oh, you mean back when he did that when I bought it and then we lost the audio and then we found the audio and then we never played this audio, so now we're going to play the audio?
That's an accurate description of this.
Hold on. All right, so this is quiet mode. All right, so this is idle and quiet mode and has 2 solenoids that are vacuum operated. That's fun mode.
Oh my.
And then there's an extra mode, Off-Road Plus.
Storms in total hit California.
And when you hit Off-Road Plus, it
turns on your radio.
Yeah, well, it's because a different screen pops up. When you hit Off-Road Plus, it turns off traction control, which will turn back on.
Yeah.
And does kind of, makes the throttle sensitivity better.
Yep.
It changes the timing, and it does quick shifts, and then it's just stupid. So this thing probably weighs 5,800 pounds, 470 horsepower. Not anymore.
I remember when that actually weighed under 7,000 pounds.
Yeah. Whoa. 170 pound-feet of torque.
Well,
From a 6.4...
used to be muscle car was less than 10 pounds per horsepower. This sounds like 10 pounds per horsepower, roughly.
It has 37-inch tires on it.
You need some tip-in torque. Those are giant flywheels, so to speak. You know what? I love the throttle cut. That is awesome.
Isn't that awesome?
Oh, you could be.
Listen to the when it shifts in this mode. It is so bitchin' how glorious it is.
They're saving the transmission with that throttle cut.
I love the sound though.
Yeah, I do too.
Not bad for a
What
Jeep,
does Speedo say? We're turning left. Oh yeah. Easy. The cops are all over this. Police station is right down.
Think they heard me?
Yep. Gale Banks telling Sean Holman to slow down after Gale is known for having several world speed records.
Hold on. Let me point out a couple things. Gale giggled before he told me to slow down.
True.
And I will always carry that for the rest of my life, that Gale Banks, I once scared him enough in my V8 powered Jeep where he told me to slow down.
Well done. Go, Sean Holman. All right, it's the Truck Show Podcast. My name is Lightning. He is Holman.
All right. Those Truck Show Podcast shenanigans have been presented to you by our friends over at Nissan. So if you're in the market for a brand new midsize truck, head on over to your local Nissan dealership where you can test drive our favorite, the Nissan Frontier.
Do they endorse you speeding with Gale Banks?
I didn't tell them about it. I'm just going with it.
Okay,
I'm
perfect.
shoehorning it into our read at the beginning.
Okay, so if you want a fast vehicle that does some great off-roading and tows,
too bad you said
NissanUSA.com.
Too bad you said great off-roading and tows, because I was going to be like, you can get a final edition GTR or you can get a 400 horsepower Z.
Tows. I'm
But
sticking
then
with
you
tows.
said you said tows and off-road. I'm like, all right, back to the Frontier. Like he said, build and price, NissanUSA.com.
And if you've got a 2017 to current Ford Super Duty with a 6.7-liter Power Stroke, and you're tired of cleaning your map sensor because every time you pull it out, it's got soot all over it, you know what you do? You head over to bankspower.com because I just added it to the website last week, the brand new Banks Map Sensor Spacer Kit. What it does is relocates that map sensor out of that dirty recirculated EGR airstream, so you get a lot more miles between cleanings, and the cleaner that map sensor stays, the better fuel economy and power you'll make consistently. Head over to bankspower.com to buy yours. I'd say there's a huge box with an AMSOIL label on it. What's going on over there?
Hold on. Let me open up my ProTech Malibu knife.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. Look at that. Hey, is that blued? Let me see that knife. Let me see the blade.
Don't cut yourself. Don't put red on there.
I won't. That's really neat looking. I don't think I've seen this one before. All right. What is this? Can I take you sideways just for a second?
Yes.
What is this metal? I mean, why is it blued? Is there something special about this?
That is
particular one?
a special limited edition Staccato collaboration. So Staccato, the gun maker, and if you see how it's milled, the scales, which are the outside where your hand goes, are milled like the gun itself.
That's super cool.
And then that blade is it's It's off their Malibu is the style of knife that they make. And then
Is this like dyed?
No, it's like a blue anodized.
An anodized.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really neat. Okay, anyway, back to your box on the ground.
All right, so our friends at AMSOIL have a new product lineup that they wanted us to sample. So here we go.
What
Lightning.
have they debuted now? Oh, wow.
High foam car shampoo.
High foam car shampoo. Look at this. Wow. Hold on a second. pH neutral formulation delivers powerful cleaning action without harmful coatings and finishes.
Also-
Unique hybrid technology of surfactants, cleaning agents, and degreasers provides optimal foaming action to lubricate surfaces to lift and carry away contaminants. Yep.
All right. I mean, you have AMSOIL's brand new line of ceramic spray.
What? I don't think that I knew they had that.
It's brand new. This is
Okay.
they wanted us to share it on the podcast.
Yes, car care. Ceramic technology protects up to 12 months. Drying agent. Extreme hydrophobicity. I didn't know that was a word. Easy spray on. Wipe off.
All right. So all right.
But wait, there's more?
So we have So they said we want to send you enough for you and Lightning. And I went, all right.
Why do you give me that way? Come on now. Oh my gosh, these are weighty. Okay. Lemon scent. Colorless. Multi-surface cleaner. All right. Or detailer.
And also the interior detailer with the no scent.
All right. Interior detail. No scent. Which do you prefer?
I haven't used them yet. I've literally just
No.
opened the boxes.
I'm saying generally speaking.
No scent.
No scent?
No, because most of my vehicles are newer, and I
Yeah.
don't like to cover up the newish smell.
Gotcha. All right. Damn, that is a lot of AMSOIL car care products that I did not know they had 30 seconds ago.
So the cool thing about the interior detailer is that it's a powerful cleaner, but it also traps odors, and it is guaranteed not to streak. So it restores, your luster to like new. There's no greasy residue, and it doesn't have silicone, dyes, all that kind of stuff. So it's multi-surface, 90 days worth of UV protection, and again, it traps and eliminates odor. So pretty cool.
Do we know if this is on AMSOIL.com yet?
Yes, this is on their website, along with the Miracle Wash, glass cleaner that you love, and the Mudslinger. So
Oh, dang.
These products are in addition to those other AMSOIL car care products.
I've said it before that Mudslinger is awesome, and I'm understating how awesome Mudslinger is. Have you used it?
I have. It's awesome.
Okay.
It's great for trips when you want to keep things from clinging to your vehicle.
So that's not how I use it because I don't go off-road.
Right.
How I use it is for beautification. Like pop the hood open and all the black hoses, all the black plastics, the battery cover, like all that stuff, it just brings it back to life. It's awesome. And it smells good too.
So the best part about this is if you're already an AMSOIL person and you love their synthetic lubricants, you can jump right into their car care line, and your favorite lubricants are also going to be your favorite car care products. So head on over to AMSOIL.com.
I'm in. And 2 episodes ago, we checked in with Mike Timmons, who is over at EGR USA. Now, EGR makes the Roll Track tonneau cover. Roll Track comes in 2 amazing configurations, manual and fully automatic. I happen to have the fully automatic version, which we talked about, which is motorized, 2-speed, automatic stop. It senses if your fingers are in the way. It doesn't squish them. When you use your key fob to lock your doors in your truck, the Roll Track will not open. It knows that your truck's locked. It ain't going to let anybody inside. It also knows if someone's trying to jostle it open, it will lock on its own. It's absolutely the most state-of-the-art tonneau cover that you're going to find. They've got a ton of applications from Gladiators to Silverados, Rams. Head over to egrusa.com to buy the Roll Track, the ultimate tonneau cover for your rig.
The Truck Show. We're gonna show you what we know. We're gonna answer what the truck, 'cause truck rhymes with the Truck Show. We have the lifted, we have the lowered, and everything in between. We'll talk about trucks that run on diesel and the ones that run on gasoline. The Truck Show, the Truck Show, the Truck Show. Whoa, whoa.
It's the Truck Show with your hosts, Lightning and Holman.
All right. If you're good with it, I'm going to dial up Mr. Scott Birdsall. You cool?
You mean Speedy Scott Birdsall?
Is that what he calls himself?
That's what I call him now.
Okay. Hey, Siri, dial Scott Birdsall.
I don't see a Scott Birdsall in your contacts.
Oh, that's
Who do you want to call?
That's bullshit. Hold on
That's
a
even
second.
funnier.
I totally have Scott. Birds. There it is. Scott Birdsall. What? There it is. 707 area code.
Well, hello there.
Howdy, Mr. Scott Birdsall. How you do?
Oh, I'm just sitting here waiting on you guys to call me.
Yeah, I was going to ask how mad you are that Lightning
It's
was
not my
delayed
fault.
again.
It's not my fault. We were out
Dragging
talking to
his feet.
another.
No, Lightning was talking. Lightning can't stop talking to guests even when
That's-
they're off the mic.
That's BS. Hey, hold on a second. We got to play an intro. Don't move.
Here we go. Truck famous, hero, star, VIP, ace, big wig, hot shot. Truck famous, big shot, big deal, big gun, big cheese, heavyweight, superstar. Truck famous. That's what you are.
So, Mr. Scott Birdsall, what happened with Pikes Peak? What went on there?
This year or last year?
This year, what happened? We didn't see you cross the finish line up at Pikes Peak a couple weeks back. Por qué?
Well, 2 words. Eco diesel.
No.
So I know that the Freedom Racing engines can produce 900 horsepower, but is it that it can't do it consistently?
That engine is just plagued us, and it's the platform. It's 100% not the builder. I mean, Freedom has built my race engines for years now, and like, for instance, the 5.9 Cummins they built me that I set the record on in 2020. That thing was so
humble
tough,
brag.
I actually hot seized the thing and then came back and set the race on it. But the Eco Diesel is just, we can't keep mains in it, blows head gaskets. Like, it's just junk.
Do you realize
it's just
Scott
not
just-
a good...
Do you realize Scott just said something you and I will never be able to say in our lifetime?
No. What's that?
What?
I set the record.
Oh, yeah.
We'll never set the record for anything.
That's not true. We could do chili dogs.
No,
we could
no,
do,
we even suck at that.
we could do like make it.
I mean, I can think of plenty of records that you both hold, but I can't mention them on
That is true.
We're just jealous.
I'm sure it's a great motor for really light duty stuff, but it didn't lend well to being a race engine. And Freedom and I both were really excited about like trying something new, and it just isn't the right platform. So
are you done with it? Have you taken it as far as you are willing to?
yeah, I don't want to even start the thing ever again. We're going to peel it out.
Boat anchor time.
Boat anchor time. Yeah. Or, sell it to some poor soul that thinks, eco diesels are awesome.
Or donate it to your favorite podcast so they can make a table out of it.
I mean, I'd totally be okay with that.
So then, are you going to stay with that mid-sized displacement? Are you going to stay in the 3-liter zone, or what are you thinking? Because you can't strap a big engine to that. Can't strap a big engine to that Le Mans prototype car.
Oh, we can and we are, and we're going to use. So the 6.7 and the 6.4 variant of the 6.7 that we ran in Smoky was awesome. Same thing with the 5.9s. So we're going to run the 4.5 ISB.
Wow.
Holy
Yeah.
So how is
mackerel.
that not going to shake that lightweight little car apart?
No, I'm sorry. The ISB is the 6.7. I forget, but it's the 4.5 Cummins.
Yeah,
It's
the bread van
basically
engine.
it's a 6.7 minus two cylinders.
Yeah,
But it's so freaking heavy.
and vibrating.
Weight is free downforce.
I mean, that's an interesting way of looking at it.
I mean, that's what I say in my Jeep all the time.
Yeah. So, if I want to stay away from, using Volkswagen engines or, some other esoteric, I don't want to, I basically don't want to have problems again. Like, that car has been plaguing me for 3 years and I just want it to work.
Forgive me for
I know
being Mr. Obvious here, but why not like the tried and true LS? I mean, I know it's not exciting, but why not? Or
Because it has to be a diesel.
He's breaking a diesel record, Lightning.
Yeah.
Oh, well, but okay.
So his option in that category would be the Oldsmobile 350.
Why not the old GM 65?
That's a lot of
How about a
downforce.
6.2 out of my Humvee?
That's what I'm
Yeah, there
talking
we
about.
go.
Exactly. Strap an old Sidewinder turbo on it.
I think that might be worse than the Eco Diesel.
So what about the GM 3-liter? Or
It's
what?
long.
Or what
It's a
about
straight 6. How are you going to fit that in a space of a V6?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah,
You're
he's
talking about
right. The problem with that is it's too long. The 4-cylinder will be almost too long. We're going to have to make some modifications to make that work, but a 6-cylinder there's no way I could fit that.
What are you going to do when each one of those cylinders fires and it's like, and it just does burnouts every 4 pulses?
It will feel like the lopiest cam on a V8 ever.
I mean, I'm okay with that. I just need it to go fast.
So, but those engines are notoriously slow reacting, right? The throttle response is poor, generally speaking. Why not a Duramax or something like that?
Duramax is far too heavy. I would love to put a V8 Duramax in it, but it's just too heavy.
Have you weighed them? No, seriously.
No,
have
that
you weighed
engine
them?
probably outweighs the chassis.
I don't think it's it's what 600 and something pounds for a Duramax,
Not fully dressed. You think with everything on it, fluids and everything, it's only 600 pounds?
somewhere around there.
Yeah, I think they're heavier than that. Let me pull up the old Google here.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
Oh, you're Googling it too? Let's see if we can get it
let's see if you can do
faster.
faster. Yeah,
What's
okay.
a Duramax 6.6 weigh?
I have on here, according to the Google, 835 pounds.
835.
Yep,
Okay.
I got the same thing. That's
Yeah, it's too
quite a
heavy.
bit heavier than the let me see what the 4.5 ISB weighs, or IS something. Let me see what, I forget the
I think it's ISB.
naming algorithm they gave it.
I'm almost there. Oh, there we go. I've got 376 kilograms,
Well,
but I don't know.
doesn't help.
I don't know what the conversion is. Hold on, let me find it in weight here. 818 possibly.
Oh my gosh, that's huge.
4BT. What's a 4BT weigh? That's what it is. It's 4BT.
That's the 4BT.
You know, the 4BT is a great engine, but that would be really slow moving, like a
Yeah.
non-common rail
Yeah.
mechanical thing.
That's what I was thinking you were talking about. Is the 4BT that is notoriously just a slug.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 750 pounds.
Yeah. There we go.
So wait a minute,
I mean-
750. Hold on, Scotty. 750, and you could do a Duramax for a mere 80 pounds more. That's a no-brainer, my friend. Let's do that. I got a lot of Duramax
Whoa.
sitting around.
Whoa. Are we doing business development? Is that what
I'm
happened
just
here?
saying.
I mean, what are we doing here?
I'm just saying.
No, I really want to run a Cummins. I like the Cummins platform, and I know it, and it's something that I don't have to relearn.
Win? Do you want to win? Do you want to win, or do you just want to do Cummins?
I always want to win.
Then have an open mind.
I am. I'm going to put a 4.5 in it.
All right.
I mean,
I'm just saying, if
We
you
got-
want
we got some
a
witchcraft.
Duramax, I'll get you. I'll find a Duramax for you. Just
Yeah,
think
we got
about
some
it.
we got some witchcraft up our sleeve for spool time too.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, but I can't.
Oh, so
Can't
you're
divulge
gonna
the
do
witchcraft?
the witchcraft is going to be nitrous, but no, the nitrous runs out. Oh, wait a minute, he's doing hybrid.
Too heavy.
Why is it too heavy?
Because you have batteries
He's
in
got
the motor.
you got nitrous right,
Yeah. Okay. Nitrous.
but not into the engine.
Oh, you're gonna
Oh,
spray it
interesting.
on the intercooler and the radiator when you
There
were
you
having
go.
so many issues.
Nope.
No? Did you just say no?
Yeah, no.
Wow, lightning's perplexed. You should see the look on his
Where
face.
else do you spray it if it's not? Are you going to
That's-
snort it? I don't
That's where
understand.
the witchcraft comes through, lightning.
You're not going to
How would you
spray it.
speed up a turbine?
You're going to spray it into the exhaust stream?
Yeah.
He's thinking. He's
Interesting.
thinking. Smoke is happening though. He needs
I mean,
nitrous for his brain core right
it's
now.
just diesel anti-lag.
It doesn't act as a fuel, though, so that's going to cool the exhaust gas, which would normally, the exhaust gas, the heat and pressure are what spin the turbine.
Who
So
says there's no fuel going in there?
you're putting fuel as well in there? You're doing fuel and nitrous into the turbine? The f*** are
I'm
you
sorry,
working
you
on
guys.
over there?
It's too hard to troll you guys.
Okay.
Lightning knows just enough where he's like,
I was like,
this is plausible.
No, it's not.
I was watching him mentally break
I'm
down.
like, it's not possible.
You should have seen me sitting here looking at him and completely Like every bit of gearage and computing power that is in Lightning's head was being used.
All Commodore 64 in my head was being used.
You know
at
how
that
you
moment.
can overspeed a turbo? We were overspeeding Lightning's core. His brainstem was being oversped.
I do not have an
You know, I'm a
Intel.
solid 7 hours away from you guys, and I can smell the smoke from his head.
I appreciate that. Thank you, Scott. That's very kind of you. So what are you really doing?
What do you mean? For engine?
No, I know what
No, I
engine you're
can't.
doing.
I can't divulge that technology yet.
Why did we call him
I would
again?
hate
Remind
for
me,
one of my,
Holman, why we called this guy.
I can tell you it's
Yeah.
very simple
Yeah.
because we love him.
I know we love him, yes.
He'll take our call, number two. Number three, his AMSOIL-sponsored Toyota is about to break 570,000 miles per hour at Bonneville with the
Okay.
Toyota 2JZ in it.
Minimum.
I have seen that truck, and I was there when it broke the world record out
he's
in
not done.
in the Southern California desert.
So Pikes Peak may have been a wash this year, but that doesn't mean our friend Scott is done being Speedy Scott Birdsall. Nope, Speedy Scott is heading to the Salt soon.
Yeah, so I got that 91 Toyota Hilux pickup that we got the 1,260 horsepower 2JZ in with the big Garrett G45 on it.
You mean the same truck that
And,
only has 1,200 horsepower? It doesn't have anything less. That same one?
1260. Don't try to cheat me. That's
No.
hard to get
What
that
I'm
60
saying is,
extra.
remember when we were hanging out shooting some
He
video of
doesn't
you?
remember when you were hanging out with him.
Fine.
He's far above our level. We come and go,
okay.
and we might as well
Fine.
pass him in the grocery
Let me
store.
rephrase.
Lightning.
Remember that one time when you set the world record in that truck on one of your test runs, and it only made 1,200 horsepower? It wouldn't make 5, 6, 7, or 800 horsepower, and so you kept smoking the rear wheels off the starting line at the standing mile.
Yeah, it's when you have a 225 size rear tire, like you've got some traction issues. Yeah, I was super shocked that it went that fast. I mean, you were there. Like first gear was a wash, second gear was a wash, and then a third of the way down the track, I was able to start actually pushing the gas down. But I think with some good tire on the back of that thing, it would do 200 and a half mile.
So we've talked to you previously, and we talked about we've talked to you a few times. One was you're like, I'm going to go after this record, but I got to find this truck. And then it was like, I found this truck and I'm putting a 2JZ in it. And then it was like, hey, I'm getting close. Lightning was out there, set the world record. So now you're to the point of your goal. We're a couple years removed from our first conversations on it. The truck is gorgeous. What you've done to it is awesome. You've kind of, sorted out the bugs that you had with the first run when you're doing the record stuff. What is the record to beat, number one? And what do you think you can realistically get out of it? Like, what are you gunning for? Are you going to obliterate the record, or are you just trying to get it by a 10th?
Well, wait, Scott, before you answer, we got to set the record, because you did a record when I saw you, but that's not the Bonneville record. So describe the two records.
So one is for half mile, and it's unprepped standing half mile. What was the 174 or something?
Yes.
I can't remember the number, but that's what we did in the standing half mile with the truck on unprepped with little pizza cutter tires on it. Bonneville is completely different. It's on the Bonneville Salt Flats in Utah, and it is a 5-mile run. So I get 5 miles to get up to as fast as I can get. The record for the class my truck runs in is 189, and that's mid-size pickup.
What holds
and
it?
The fastest.
Do you know? I'm just curious.
It's a turbo Toyota Tacoma.
Okay.
The fastest mid-size pickup in the 3-liter class is 189, and the fastest mid-size pickup truck ever is 222, and my goal is 240.
Wow.
That's fast.
I remember going 140 in a Ram SRT10, and the thing was trying to peel door panels and window seals right on off of it.
We've installed some contingencies into the truck to make that not happen.
What do you think it's going to feel like at that speed?
I'm not sure. I've never driven on the salt other than I took my tow rig out there and scared my wife half to death and did 105 in it. But I've never driven on the salt other than hooning my dually out there. So I'm curious to see how it runs. At Shift Sector, when we did like 174 in the thing, It was straight as I could have driven it with one finger.
Does it have a
So I
windshield?
think- Yeah, it's got a windshield. It's got a glass windshield, and then it's got Lexan side windows and Lexan rear window.
What temperature will you run the climate control and AC at?
You know what's funny? So Vintage Air actually came on as a sponsor because I don't know if any of you know. I think Jay knows, but I can't physically sweat. I have a condition called hypohidrosis. So Bonneville would probably end my life just being there because it's 100 degrees on the salt for a week. So we put the biggest, huge Vintage Air system in the truck. So when I'm staging and when the truck is running and I'm getting pulled back, that I basically don't burn to death inside the thing. So it has AC.
Yes, and how much power is that leaching off?
It won't, because the AC turns off at high RPM.
Oh, okay.
So it's just there to keep me alive while I'm staging. I can deal with the heat for a minute while I'm running.
So you won't be shifting, and then it'll drop down below the threshold, blow cold air up your. Do you have like the ball cooler off Amazon where you put it right into your race suit, and then you do the shift, it drops RPMs, you get 15 seconds of ball cool air, and then you're back to the races?
Is that what it's called, ball cool air?
Well, seeing as this thing has a billet 6XD sequential, and you shift it flat and there's no delay, I don't think that the air conditioning will turn on in that little tiny 100 millisecond
It's just a little puff.
But
it's like poof.
feel good.
Poof.
But when Everett installed the system, he plumbed a tube all the way underneath the seat.
Yes, he did.
Up to where your gooch is, where your submarine belt goes. So it has a gooch cooler.
Yes,
Of course it does. Right in your ass. Perfect. Going back to the speed, so you have to do it's two-way average, is it not?
Yeah, so you go out, you make your run. Let's say I do like 215 miles an hour. They'll pull you, turn you around, bring you back, put you in impound till the next day, and then you go out in the morning and you back it up. Unlike shift sector, where if you do one run at 175 miles an hour and you set a record, there's your record. At Bonneville, they say, oh, that was cute, now do it again. And then you go out and that's how you do it.
So I didn't know if it's the same direction on the salt both ways. They don't turn you around. One's north and then one's south.
No, they just turn you around and you come back to the start and you go again.
What's the weather outlook? So last year you were rained out. It was basically a lake. And
it was a lake all the way up until the loading ramp at Bonneville. Like it was,
Whoa.
I went out there and looked at it and it looked like an actual lake.
And what's the prediction for this year's conditions? And when is
I'm
it?
not saying anything. I don't want to put any bad juju or jinx or anything out there. I just hope it stays nice.
And how long does it have to be dry, the weather up there, for it to be drivable? I honestly don't know. Is a day, a week, a month? How fast does that dry off the salt?
That I don't know, but I know if it gets really wet, it takes a long, long time for it to dry out. But right now, the conditions are looking really good. It's very flat.
When is Bonneville Speed Week?
Well, the racing starts on August 3rd, but I show up on the 31st, do all your tech and stuff, get set up on the 1st and 2nd, and then race on the 3rd.
And do you pull the truck up there with the nuke van so you can sleep in it and make chocolate chip cookies for your boy Lightning? Or are you going up in the Cummins and the Ram?
I got, you're going to be stoked. We got a cool place to stay this year. So I got extra bougie this year. And I went and bought a 36-foot diesel pusher motorhome.
Dang.
What? Say
So
what?
We're gonna have the big Winnebago out there with the double pop outs and AC and all that good stuff.
Dang.
I was just about to insult him, and I'm not going to do that now.
No. Who's
Yeah, no.
for what reason?
We're gonna be using Clifford, the big red truck, for push and pull and all that stuff.
I was just going to say, if he breaks the record, can we claim him as our best friend Scott Birdsall? And then if he doesn't, can we just disown him and never talk to him again?
I don't think we would do that. That's not a real friend. I think you're not understanding the word friend.
That sounds really aggressive.
Now, okay, so that has, first off, who's included in your crew?
And is Jay Tillis
it's
on the
going to
list?
be.
That's where I was
I mean,
going.
you're on. I mean, you guys are all on all my crews. You just got to show up.
That's a good point, because
Well-
we claim we're going to show up for lunch, and we can't even do that.
But I don't want to spoon with someone, is what I'm saying.
Oh, there's no sleeping in my RV. You guys are on your own.
Oh, I ain't there.
If you rewind the tape, he said, "I have an RV." He didn't say we,
Right.
Nor did he say there's extra room for you.
Now is the wifey
No,
go
but I
on?
will make you cookies in it.
Okay, got it.
But you're on your own for sleeping.
Now does the wife go up in support, or she's like, later, don't die?
She has work. She runs the optical department here at a big hospital, so she's a big wig, so she doesn't get to take a lot of time off.
Oh, so there is room for lightning.
Right? Maybe there will be some
See what I
spooning.
did there?
Exactly. I don't have to. It's not going to get hot or sweaty in there because he can't sweat.
Well, and also you have to be careful making cookies because lightning will eat the cookie dough, and then you just won't have as many cookies.
dude, I love cookie dough. I almost tried to pluck the cookie
Gosh,
dough.
cookie dough is just one of those amazing substances. I'm gonna go make cookies like right after this, just so you guys know
Cookies
that.
with lightning. It's a podcast spinoff.
No,
it's you and
one
Scott.
one
I mean-
episode.
Yeah, exactly.
Who's that one cook that had the old lady that had the funny voice when she did her show?
Julia Childs.
Yes, Julia Childs. I could see Lightning doing that.
I think if Lightning did that, the dude at on Instagram at Chef Reactions would probably tear apart his video. Yeah. If you haven't, by the way, if you're listening and you love food, you have to follow Chef Reactions on Instagram. It's a dude who worked his way up in the kitchen, became a chef, and he, for a while, started this YouTube and Instagram channel or deal where he would take bad cooking and sometimes good cooking off the internet and then pick apart the reel. It's huge. He's got like a gazillion followers. The dude's hilarious, and he's basically turned it into his full-time job. And all he does is rip apart other people's cooking, and I love every second of it.
I mean, that's kind of amazing.
Oh, dude, it's so good. Chef Reactions. It's awesome. All right, so
I kind of want to do the same thing for other people's welds.
weld reactions. That might not.
Yeah,
take
weld
it.
reactions.
What's left to do on your 2JZ powered Hilux to get you there?
Well, I mean, everything's pretty much done. We're going to put it on the dyno and do some polishing up on the flat shifting. And right now we're building rear wheel tubs for it because it never had them before. And I'm going to build a front air down for it that's a little closer to the ground.
And we talked about it before. We were giving you a hard time about not being able to have an air duct through a headlight. You reminded us that the class you're in, you have to have a fairly stock-looking body, which didn't allow you to remove a headlight and have a NACA duct or anything like that going into the intake. So you're relying on a whole lot of force going through the factory grill, and you do have a duct back behind the grill, but it's not as good as if it were in front of the grill. But what do? I guess you can't. You're screwed, right?
Yeah, there's a big 8-inch bell mouth right behind the grill, and then the core support is cut out in front of the bell mouth. So the turbo, as soon as I get up to, a decent amount of speed, it'll be force fed. And then as you know, Jay, we have all the, Banks data logging inside that so we can see, what the pressure is at the front of the truck, like any boost we're getting at speed inside the intake, like all that stuff is logged. It's pretty slick.
And have you done any calculations, Scott? I can't remember if we had this discussion. What horsepower do you need based on the weight and the wind resistance and all that to achieve you said you need to beat 222, but you want to go 240 and change. What is it? 800 horsepower, 1200 horsepower? Like what's going to get
Sounds
you
like
there?
1260.
I only
had to guess.
I only asked that because I didn't know that's how people did it. Like I think you actually, when you were on Gail's podcast all those years ago, he was talking about he was saying that his calculations were all about the horsepower needed to go that speed, and that's all he cared about. And then you guys agreed on that.
Right. Yeah. Gail was a lot more methodical and, probably 40 IQ points higher than I am. So I just put the biggest turbo I can on and get as much power as I can and, try to make the chassis work for what it's going to do. I did a lot of research into what successful Bonneville racers do to go fast. 1,260 horsepower is about, 1,300 horsepower is what I feel comfortable with running a 2JZ at for that long. I don't know if I feel comfortable with, a stock block engine for any more than that. So we're at the power ceiling now. And then, we're adding a ton of ballast to the truck. really aerodynamically, there's not much we can do because of the rules. So we just have to make it as heavy as possible and just, make sure the tune is right and, the alignment's good and go for it.
All right. I am tired of talking about Bonneville.
You're the one that brought it up.
I know, but now I'm moving on because Scott has another project that's going to be I'm not saying going 240 miles an hour isn't awesome because it is, but I feel like if we talk about it too much, I don't want to put anything out in the world. I want to see him do it because I want to have him come back on, and I want him to be like, the two JZ held together. I was at this much power. The Banks eye dashes, all 47 of them have been daisy chained together. Were amazing, and I love Amsoil, all the stuff. I want that's all great.
Now,
are we gonna?
That truck really does look like the space shuttle when you turn it on, man. Inside with the Hell-Tech dash and all the eye dashes and everything else.
Listen, not to pat myself on the back, but Scott, you will admit that out at your standing half mile, the iDashes did alert you to the fact that there was a programming malfunction not a malfunction, but like there was an issue that you had to overcome. And you're like, wow, it was in the data logs. You saw it when Joey was sitting there. And without that data,
what was that?
You had stages 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, or something like that.
Oh, that's right. It was the boost. The boost control wasn't working.
So Holman, he thought that his boost originally was supposed to come on in stages. So no boost, a little more boost. So all the way up to 1,200 horsepower. What he found, and he kept blowing the tires off for the first few runs. He was getting all depressed. He's like, I keep blowing this up. I have no traction. Well, in the data log, it showed that he was making 1,200 horsepower in level 2. So not in level 5 or 6 where he thought he was going to get it. So he had no staged 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 700 horsepower. It was all beans or no beans.
This is great. But I wish Scott the best in making 240 miles an hour because I want to have him come back. But I feel like
we'll do it.
If we keep talking about
I get it. So what do you want to talk about? His off-road Porsche, his older new Porsche?
No.
You want to talk about his?
I do want to talk the off-road Porsche. By the way, Resolute Motorsports, awesome.
His drift car. What is he got? He's got a Supra.
No, he got something better. He got like the raddest freaking thing ever that our audience is going to be like, well, you buried the headline.
The K5?
Yeah.
The K10?
No, the K10 on 42-inch Super Swampers that he's going to be sticking a twin-turbo big block in so he can just make it a burnout truck. Let's talk about that.
Okay.
Can we talk about that?
Yes. You're right. We did bury the lead.
I feel like we buried the lead. Racer Scott Birdsall's going racing. Yeah, I get it. That's what he does. The better headline is Racer Scott Birdsall builds ridiculous twin turbo big block old vintage Chevy on 42s that's going to be a burnout machine. That's what we need to talk about.
Wow, you just went up 3 octaves. That was awesome.
Because I feel like
he really did. I think it got him too excited.
Exactly.
Now, do you have a nut cooler under your seat? What's going on?
I do. And it's actually just one of the Dr. Peppers out of the fridge here. I just sit on it.
Gotcha.
But and I won't mark it, so you won't know which one you're drinking out of.
Gross.
Anyway, I feel like Racer Scott Birdsall goes racing is that's great.
Okay.
But let's
so
talk.
Been there, done that.
No, we got to talk about it. But that's not the headline. The headline is twin turbo big block monster truck does burnouts.
How did this happen?
Well, I have a problem with Facebook Marketplace.
No, the problem is you have the money to have a problem with Facebook Marketplace because I'm always going through there going, if I only had it.
Yeah, that's also an issue. So I'm perusing the old marketplace, and I come across a K10 that is bright yellow and lifted and sitting on 39s. And it was $6,000, and I'm like, no freaking way! And it's a real short bed.
It's a 69, right?
71. So, anyways, I call the guy. I'm like, I know this is a scam. I'm gonna get jacked. Whatever. So, me and my employee go to pick it up, and it's the real deal. Ended up making a deal on it. Got it to the shop, and then, all the stupid ideas started to flow.
So wait a minute.
Like,
hold on, Scott. He says he wanted 6,900. You made a deal, so you got it below 6,900?
No, $6,000. It was $6,000. I just paid all the money.
Okay.
I never pay all the money on Facebook Marketplace
That's
either.
A hell of a
so
deal too.
Yeah, I was kind of upset about that. Though I was trying to walk away for $5,000, but I get the thing. I got all these different companies I work with, and I hit up Auto Metal Direct, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna send you every single body panel because this thing's a total crap box. It's like every panel's trashed on it. So it's gonna be an all new body. We're gonna do a twin turbo big block with 2 big Garretts on it. Not sure about transmission. Maybe we'll go full stupid and do like a sequential or something in it. I don't know. It's just gonna be I just want to build something that's completely not serious and ridiculous. And Old Smoky was like crazy and ridiculous, but it was also really serious too. Like it was a serious race machine. This thing is going to have no purpose in life other than to be ridiculous and do cyclone burnouts on 42s.
I love it. This is going to be Bigfoot, except not a Ford.
Yeah, you guys have seen pictures of the thing. It's kind of low slung. It's got radius fender wells.
Yep.
You know,
We're looking at it right now. The picture you sent me. We've got it on the
dude,
TV here in the pod shed.
Yeah, the thing is so rad. I love it. And like, you know, of course, like that's what all the cool kids had, you know, when I was like young and couldn't drive yet, etc. So like I'm gonna build one now, and it's gonna be freaking gnarly.
Now, are you going to go GM 8.1 crate engine, or are you going to go 454?
We're probably gonna do like a 540.
Oh, okay, just fine. Screw everything. Just fine. Why not do a 572 while you're at it?
And so you got like a big
I don't know.
671 blower coming out the hood, or what?
Yeah.
Twin turbos.
Well, I've been talking to Jacob at Smedding Performance, and he's dreaming up a 540-inch turbo motor for me.
I'm literally looking at it right now, just going like that thing's.
I think. See, to me, you got to have a supercharger coming out of the hood on that. It needs to look like a monster truck.
I'm a turbo guy, man.
So why can't you do a compound? Why can't you do twin Garretts into a big Whipple or a 571, 671, something like that?
The supercharger is cool and all, but something that big doesn't need anything to help it out down low.
You're doing it for
you
looks.
Know, you stick a couple.
He's doing it for smoke. He's not doing it for looks.
Yeah. Okay.
I like turbos. I don't like superchargers.
Plus, it sounds like a jet winding up as it's blowing lugs of super swampers off into the fender flare.
As there's like TSL carnage going everywhere.
Now, does it run now?
No. It's got a 454 in it that's supposedly like rebuilt and all that, but you know how that goes.
I know where you can get
didn't run when I picked it up.
I know where you get a GM Goodwrench 89 350 crate engine.
I think there's a couple of those in our back 40 at the shop.
Lightning had one of those.
Yeah, so this
it was a Mr. Goodwrench.
It was a Mr.
crate.
Goodwrench 350. Yeah, I gave that away.
Was that the 185 or 195 horsepower variant?
It didn't have a smog pump. I'm going with 195.
Yeah, you know, the 70s were gross, man. There were some crazy cars back then with like big blocks that made 150 horsepower.
Yeah, a lot of torque, no power.
Yep.
That was a sucky time, my friend. But I'm glad that you're going back in history to right the wrongs by shoving something like that in this old 71 K10.
Yeah, you guys both have to come up and take a ride in the thing. It's going to be the stupidest thing that's ever like driven on the street. I think.
I'm imagining the panel. This is going to get an all new. Listen, Scott's a perfectionist. If there's anything you need to know about Scott, it's like every nut and bolt have to be clocked perfectly. That was really on display last year or the year before at the Toyo Tread Pass with a couple of BMW. You had a BMW and some other vehicles in there, and they were perfect. I couldn't find a flaw in the paint. I couldn't find a flaw mechanically, electrically. You're a psychopath, but I love it. And I imagine that this is going to turn out the same way. It's going to be vintage, but it's going to be beautiful.
Yeah, you'll see it at SEMA. It'll be pretty close to perfect. I'm not going to do a bunch of show car smoothing or anything like that, but it's going to look like a brand new 71 K10 that's been lifted. And, you know,
if you don't put a freaking set of Casey Daylighters with a smiley face on there, I'm going to be pissed at you.
You know, I was going to try to do like the same look. We're going to put like the triple 3-inch tube ridiculous fake roll bar in the back. I'm going to do some big like LP9s across the top of that.
Nice. That'll be cool.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Like lights at work.
So this will be done for SEMA is what you're saying.
That's what I heard.
Not this year, next year.
Oh, boo.
Yeah, there's no way I can build.
What booth will it be in?
Like my title sponsor is Amsoil, so they get first shot at everything. And they love ridiculous too. So probably in
they're
their
all
booth.
about that. Were you able to hook up with our good friend Stephen Watson over at Off Road Design? Did you guys have a conversation?
Not yet. No,
Right.
I've been too busy doing the Bonneville stuff.
All right, he's
But I will
listening.
hit you up. I'm not gonna. I'll tell him I'm not leaving him hanging.
Well, he'll hear you. He listens to the show, but he's your dude. That guy can get whatever you need to keep that drivetrain from augering itself into a gazillion pieces. He's your dude.
Yeah, I need to hook up with him on building the front and rear axles on it. I'm thinking about like dual corporate 14 bolts front and rear.
Yep, Atlas, all that good stuff.
And it's got no front bumper right now. What's the plan on that?
Just a chrome stock bumper. I like the look of the stock body on those trucks. They look so good.
Yeah, they're
And
great
then
looking trucks.
Yeah, I'll probably cut some holes in the front bumper and put some Baja designs behind it or something. I don't know. We'll see. But everything I want to do on this thing, body wise, super subtle. Drivetrain, chassis, ridiculous.
It's gonna be one of those trucks that you walk by, you go, "Oh, that's cool," and then you look at it some more, and
Yeah.
you're like, "Oh crap!"
So your micro
Right?
machines or mini machines, whatever it is that you got, the old Smokey, your little like Hot Wheels car?
Stompers.
Stompers, yes,
Stompers.
that's right.
So I need to see this truck as a miniature.
Oh, for sure. I'm like muscle machines will be all over that.
There you go.
So, one other thing I wanted to do and kind of bring back like a late 80s, early 90s thing is put like multiple shocks on this thing. I want to see if Bilstein wants to get behind it and put like multiple chrome shocks front and rear on it.
They will. I know people. We'll
I think that would be
make
I
that
think
happen
that
for
would be
you.
rad.
Yeah, we'll make that happen for you.
Well, all right. Congrats in advance on this truck. That is going to be super sick. And
Wait, we forgot to ask something.
Oh, what are we?
How fast does he think this one will go?
Let's think about this. Like, how fast do you think you could go in that without dying? Like, how stable are
About
42-inch Swampers?
About 55.
Nah, you can go in the.
He goes 70s.
You can go
Yeah.
faster than that, don't you think?
Yeah.
At what point do they won't frag until probably in the 90s.
No, don't worry about the tires frag. It's just the suspension up high, lifted. I mean, Stephen Watson's like, no, it's fine. You idiot, stop. But like an old truck like that. I mean, but he says he's going to get the chassis all done.
Everything's going to be
It's,
redone.
yeah,
I think-
it's gonna be fine.
I think with like hydro assist steering and all that stuff, I think we could do a $120 in it.
Yeah, I think so too.
Not on those tires, but okay.
Not on those tires.
No,
not
no.
on the ones that are on there.
No.
Those are ass.
No, you would be.
The tires that are on it were probably put on there when I was in high school.
What are they? What are these super
They're-
swampers?
they're-
Are those giant ATKs or whatever they're
Yeah,
called?
they look like super swampers.
No, they're-
the TSLs.
They're TSLs,
Are they
but if you
Thornbirds?
hit them with a hammer, no, they're just regular TSLs.
Okay.
Which I think is like one of the most classy looking tires ever for a truck. I really like Super Swampers. They're just terrible tires.
Yeah, I was gonna say, looks wise, they're awesome. Actually, driving on them and using them.
Not
Yeah.
so much. So they do look
The whole night.
They look like dry rotted. Like you could just take the knobbies and break them off in your
Yeah,
hands.
but do you see that they're on like a classic weld?
Yeah, I do see that.
16.5
Yeah.
or something. It's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, they are on 16.5s.
knew it.
Yeah.
You can see by the bead and the wheel lip. It's like
He's got a funky front rear diff cover under there too. I
no.
see
That's a classic
that's
fit. No, it's a classic finned aluminum cover. That's what they look like back then.
Gotcha.
That's actually what I want to put on it when it's done too, is
Polish
some
the crap
period
out of
like
that.
everything is going to be chromed or polished on this thing.
I hope you put pink shock boots on it.
I mean, no.
Then Radwood will never let you in.
Yeah, I can't do that. Even back in the 90s, I couldn't do pink shock boots.
I wonder you
But
can
I
probably
had-
find them on Amazon. I bet.
Yeah.
No, you just ran the Rancho RS 5000s or whatever they were called, and with the red boots, and they eventually turned pink anyways.
I feel like that's a great all female punk band. Pink shock boots.
The pink shock boots.
Oh, no,
I was
would
like-
go and see them.
I was thinking, like Rancho RS 5000's a terrible
Yeah,
all-girl punk
that's what I was
rock
thinking.
band.
Horrible. Dude, we're the Rancho RS 5000s. Woo! And then, like, 1 year later,
It ain't that different than Power Man 5000.
the RS 9000s came out, and they're like, woo, adjustable and rebound only. Good night.
Did you ever run those things?
Yes.
I bought some, and I could not tell the difference in
No.
any of the shock adjustment
Did
settings.
you go so as far to have that little air kit where you could adjust them from in the cab? Remember they added that accessory that replaced the
I was
knobs?
far too poor for that.
I knew somebody who worked at 4-Wheel Parts, and he somehow got a discount and put it in his Suburban, And it was like we would just play with it and push the button while he drove. And that thing drove it's a Suburban 2500 6.5 non-turbo diesel.
Just so
Or
poorly.
it might have been
Okay.
6.2. Sorry, 6.2 non-turbo diesel. It drove so poorly that pushing buttons on your double shocks in the front did nothing.
Did nothing. I wonder, back in the day, there was I recall all sorts of aftermarket parts that had knobs and buttons that they weren't connected to anything.
They just
they
made
just
you feel good.
Yeah,
when you
you
clicked
just
them.
literally, it's 1 to 10, and
Yeah.
literally, it's just got it's a screw through the center of the knob, but it doesn't do anything. It just
Yeah.
turns. It spins.
Yeah.
It's like a fidget
Yeah.
spinner or something.
Yeah, it's like the outer bezel on a watch that doesn't do anything. It just spins around.
My buddy Ken, who had that old Suburban, we went and put a billet grill, much like the one that Scott has on this pile here. I already talked to him. He needs to
We're
put the right grill in
we're
there.
putting a stock one on it.
Yeah, we talked about that. And then, anyway, so we put a billet grill. We did the RS 9000s front, 5000s rear, and then we put his blue 4-wheel part sticker in the window. And my buddy Adam and I taped up his the light in the driveway, the motion sensor, and we came back in the middle of the night and we cut up the sticker with razor blades and made it say 4-inch wiener. And then he drove around in his Suburban for like a week with it saying 4-inch wiener on
yeah.
it. And the way he found out, because you're sitting in the truck, you see the sticker, you're not reading it, right? His dad, I guess, they were going to church and was laughing at him like maniacally. And he's like, "What are you laughing at?" And he's like, "You have a 4-inch wiener." And he's like, "What?" Like, he's like, "Dad, why?" Then he points to the sticker, and then I think he's like, "You guys are assholes." It's pretty funny.
But did he have the Bad Boy Club sticker?
I think everybody had the Bad Boy Club sticker.
Was that before or after the Calvin and Hobbes pissing on the other?
I had that too on my Ranger.
That was
a Chevy.
That was before. Yeah, I think it went. I think the timeline went. Bad Boy Club, No Fear, then Calvin and Hobbes.
I think that's right. I think your timeline is correct. I remember.
And then Oakley stickers were always like through that whole era was like everybody had Oakley
And
stickers.
there were some Jimmys in there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jimmy Z. Yeah.
Yeah. Memory lane.
I'm going back because I remember we had we slept over at our buddy's house, and so I think his dad was out of town, and so we had put Nerf bars on the Suburban, and so there were a bunch of kids. We pulled into his neighborhood, and he was next to where the Edison corridor is, where that long park is with the big high Edison power towers. Okay, anyway, there's high voltage power lines, and there's a park under it, and there's houses on either side. And we pulled into his neighborhood, and he backed up to it. And there were these like 8th graders that were toilet papering a house. So we chased them in the Suburban. We got out on the Smittybilt Nerf steps like CIA agents or something. And we chased them. They all ran through the park, and like one would peel off at a time like a rabbit. And we chased them through the park, and we're like, he's driving, and we're grabbing them by their collar and pushing them.
God, you could have run them over.
We're dumb.
Right.
We were like 16. Like, what do you expect from us? And anyway, I think he did donuts in the park and all that stuff. So the next morning, we hear on the front door, and we're all sleeping in because Dad's not home. It's the weekend. Like, who cares? Hey, somebody's at your door. Huh? So anyway, he goes to the door, and it's his neighbor, Bob, down the street. And Bob's like, "Hey, your dad home?" He's like, "Oh, no, he's out of town." He goes, "Oh, okay." He goes, somebody really tore up the park last night with their car or truck or something. He's like, "Oh, that's horrible. That sucks." He goes, "Yeah, you have any idea who did?" He goes, "Nah, I don't know." And we're all sitting there like, right? And so he talks to Bob, and Bob goes back to his house. And so about 4 hours later, we go for the Taco Bell run, and we walk out, and the entire side of his truck covered in grass clippings, and there's a trail leading from the park 4 houses down into his driveway.
Of course there is.
And we're like, "Oh, I wonder if he knew."
Of course he knew.
Back to how that started. Should I do chrome Smittybilt
Yes.
Nerf bars on this thing?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, is that something we need to do?
I would say yes. I mean, if you're going to go chrome grill, polished wheels, polished diff covers, and you're going to go with that full like 80s, late 80s, early 90s build vibe, then the answer is yes.
All right, it's done then. I gotta get it. I wonder if Smittybilt still makes those.
I believe Weston does if Smittybilt doesn't, but
If not, you can make your own. Make them similar.
Yeah.
You're a master fabricator.
I mean, I could, but I'd rather just buy
why
it.
would you if you can buy the Chinese ones for $100?
All right, Scott. Congrats on the K10.
And the future success of being the world record holder for the fastest mid-sized truck in the 3-liter class.
Fingers crossed.
Yep.
All right. Well, we will root you on remotely unless Lightning decides he wants to come.
I would love
eat
to go. I
cookies in
don't
your
think I
motorhome.
can. I actually do. He wouldn't. Well, he wouldn't let me sleep in it. Maybe I'd sleep under it or in a tent adjacent.
Well, if it's
But
big enough, it's a bus chassis. They have those compartments underneath for the coolers and baggage. You put a sleeping bag in there.
I might consider it.
Be weird.
I'm
for
totally
him.
down to let you do that.
It'd be weird for him to hear that tapping underneath all night. But
Tapping. Oh yeah. No, I'd be hearing him walk around all night. All right. Well, it's a weird way to end this interview.
Oh, is that how we're ending it?
Yeah.
That's
Super awkward.
perfect.
all right. Hey,
Thanks for having me on, guys.
All right.
Thanks for being one of our favorite truck people and racers who races or something
And
like
stuff.
Yeah.
and stuff.
All right. Thanks for being you.
Bye, Scott.
See you guys.
All right, bye.
Hey, you know what's up, Holman?
Chicken butt.
5-star hotline.
Oh, come on and be part of the show. Call the 5-star hotline. 657-205-6105. It's the 5-star hotline. 5-star hotline.
All right. Let's see who's on the line.
ESP family. Hey, this is Stu from Tennessee. Driving my 25 W900 Kenworth right now, 18-speed manual. Going down the road listening to the one where you're trying to put some shade on Emmy Hall there with Brick from Dr. Pepper.
Trying to put some shade on her.
Yeah, that's accurate.
Yeah, that's true. That's what we did.
So I would say maybe, Emmy, you're a riot. It's just not the same when it's diet.
Oh,
I like that. I like that.
Strong. I've allocated some money for our brick at the Dr.
Okay.
Pepper Museum. Are we going to move on that?
We need people to send us what should go on there.
We just got one. That was it. Isn't that awesome?
No, there's been a couple other ones too, but
really?
I think they might be in emails, so we'll have to catch up with those.
Okay.
First time, long time, love you. And 5 stars.
5-star review. 5 stars.
657-205-6105 is the 5-star hotline. Call it 24 hours a day.
Lightning and Holman. This is Duckman Bob 1975. I just listened to your last podcast and listening to the gentleman who ranted about the Diet Dr. Pepper that I'm going to say tastes like it comes out of the bottom of a trash can. Now, on a diabetic side, which I am, Diet Dr. Pepper rules. I used to like Dr. Pepper even growing up, so if I could, I would drink Dr. Pepper, but due to my current status, diet. So, to that guy, you don't know much. With that, all I need is a yeah, buddy. Talk to you guys later. Bye.
Yeah, buddy.
So, Holman, he was talking to you.
Yeah, no, I know.
I mean, you're that guy. Talking about how it's trash can water. Whatever.
Didn't Johnny say something about that?
Oh,
yeah,
it was Johnny
I think it
Lieberman.
was Johnny.
That's correct. Yeah,
so
that's that guy.
Hate him, don't hate me.
Yeah.
If you got to do it for
Trash.
health, I get it.
Oh, the stuff at the bottom of the trash can after everything's leaked out.
Listen, when you got to take medicine because something's up, like you take it. You don't want to, but you do it. So
No,
something.
listen. If you can't have it because you're diabetic, okay, yes, then obviously Diet Dr. Pepper has got to do.
get a pass.
Yeah,
You
you got for sure. You get a pass. 5-star.
5-star hotline.
Hey guys, this is Chris. You just answered my question about my H3 Hummer that I'm picking up here on the 19th.
H3 Hummer.
H3 Hummer.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
I asked about the 35 because I wanted I was more worried about breaking differentials and stuff like that. I'm going to go with the 5100. We're going to go with the torsion bar lift. That's what's available. But thank you guys for the information. It's going to be greatly appreciated. It is the i5. It's an automatic. It does have the E110 package. I think it's the 05 or 06. It's my mom and dad's old truck, and they're gifting it to me, so I can't turn it down. Anyways, love y'all's show. 5 stars. And if it sounds weird, I'm in my Ford Focus. I have 403,748 miles on it. I deliver meds for a living for a pharmacy. Drive 400 miles a day. Anyway, y'all have a wonderful day. Thank y'all. Bye.
Damn.
Wow, 400 miles a day.
day.
That would be from here to Phoenix every day.
Oh.
Not back, though. You could go back on the even days Phoenix, odd days back to SoCal.
Well, he gave us 5 stars.
Congratulations. You have earned 5 stars.
I'm glad that we helped out a listener. So Hey, Chris, give us a shout back after you get your torsion bar lift and your 5100s and your 35s, all that stuff. I'd be really curious to see if our advice to you paid off or if you hate us and hate your truck after modifying
I don't
it.
think he's going to hate us.
Well, let's find out.
I mean, it's possible.
Lightning and Holman. My name's Troy Brick. I've sent you a few emails before, but I'm traveling today. And yesterday, I saw a YouTube video about a Caterpillar truck. Is it BS or is it real? And then the follow-up question is, do you know if it has a system to monitor the parameters? Thank you very much. Love you guys. 5 stars.
All right.
Monitor key engine parameters. 5-star review. 5 stars.
I love how he fit that in at the end.
Yeah, it was
Doesn't
nice.
have a system to mount the parameters.
Yeah. It's one of those, I think, like rendering projects that somebody turned into a YouTube video for clicks. So I'm going to go ahead and say that
Not real.
That does not exist.
That would be cool, though.
I mean, you could Google 25 Caterpillar pickup truck and all sorts of stuff like this. One thing is like, the 2025 Caterpillar pickup truck hasn't been released yet, but it's generating buzz. Yeah, no kidding, because
It's not real.
Yeah,
That's why.
So, anyway, I would say that's a no-go.
Lightning and Holman, Troy Brick again. I just called this weekend about the Caterpillar pickup, but was listening to the latest episode with the email that said, hey, you should have your 5-minute wife talk about trucks. I think that...
And, I have a wife for a lifetime, not just 5 minutes.
No, he wants... What?
He said that we should have our 5-minute wife talk about trucks.
Oh, your 5-minute wife?
And I'm like, no. She might get offended by that.
Yeah,
She's-
5-minute wife?
Yeah, or in for the long haul.
That would be great, but I also would like to hear from her mouth Lightning's wife's opinions on the bollards. I think that would be extremely entertaining. So, 5 stars, and yeah, buddy.
5-star review. 5 stars.
Yeah, buddy.
Funny you should bring that up, Troy.
You
'Cause I
spoke to my wife.
didn't record her though, and now
No.
I have a mission.
She still feels the same as she did when you were at my house.
Perfect. I will record her. I will call her in the middle of the day when she's in the middle of something and grumpy that I'm annoying her, and then I'm gonna let her unload on
We
you.
could call right now.
Should we?
She's in a just a bad mood
Call
right
her.
now.
Let's do it. I
I
dare
mean,
you.
I'm serious.
I
She's
dare
in
you.
a nasty
double
mood.
double dog dare you.
Are you sure?
Triple dog dare you.
You sure you want to do this?
I've never been more sure of anything in my life. You know what I'm Googling right now? What comes after triple dog dare? Apparently, according to the internet, I quadruple dog dare you is the next thing. But then what goes after that?
Quintuplet?
Quora does say triple dog dare is the superlative dare. A triple dog dare can only be used to counter a double dog dare. If you guys know what comes after a quadruple dog dare,
You're not going to query our audience that question, are you? Really?
truckshowpodcast@gmail.com.
Okay, let's see. This is going to be ugly. Here we go.
Hello?
Brandy Tillis, this is Lightning and Holman from the Truck Show podcast. I don't know if you're familiar with our little dog and pony show.
Oh, no.
All right, so this is the thing, is I may have spilled the beans to our listeners that you were not happy about the bollards, and we've had multiple phone calls and emails now demanding that we ask you how you feel.
We literally just played
No,
a
they
voice.
did
Yes.
not.
All right, hold on a second. Let's see if we can play this to her. Can you hear this call?
Lightning and Holman, Troy
Can you hear when I play that?
Yeah?
All right, here, listen.
Brick again. I just called this weekend about the Caterpillar pickup, but was listening to the latest episode with the email that said, hey, you should have your 5-minute wife talk about trucks. I think that would be great, but I also would like to hear from her mouth Lightning's wife's opinions on the bollards. I think that would be extremely entertaining.
So that was from a listener. Wanted to find out what
I may
Brandy, Lightning's wife.
Yeah, I may have said
feels
you
about the-
were very unhappy with our friend Jay Lightning Till is here, and they want to know more. Okay, how do you feel about the bollards in your driveway?
I have so many emotions. I don't even know where to begin.
How about begin with
Hello?
the anger
I
one?
don't know. I mean, we're trying to figure out.
Well, first of all, I understand, but I don't. I just feel like, why do we need so many anti-theft devices in the driveway for one vehicle?
I mean, you just told me in a text before we started this episode that there was a Toyota 4Runner that was broken into, and another vehicle, somebody's dog sitter down the street had their car stolen on our block. So it doesn't make me feel more comfortable that vehicles keep being broken into on our block.
You realize you installed 4-foot posts and not a walled garden, right?
I know that.
Okay, just checking.
I get that. It's all just a deterrent.
All right, Brandy, I asked our man Lightning here if he thought you would be putting the bollards up and down daily to go in and out of the driveway.
No. Okay, so now I'm banning the driveway. I'm no longer parking the Porsche in the driveway. I think it takes too much time to have to like go out to my car, get a key, unlock it, pull it down, put the car backwards, go back over, pull the bollard up, put the key in, and lock it.
What is your
Not going to happen. I'm not going to do it.
Feeling on the way your house looks with the bollards extended?
Well, so far, this truck is still not back. I don't even know where it is. Why do we even have this?
It got stolen. He's afraid
why
to
do
tell
we...
you.
No, it didn't get stolen.
Oh, that would probably be better.
Well, you still have
He
bollards.
doesn't drive it anyway, so, it just sits here. I'm beside myself. I just don't know how many like I said, I have so many feelings.
How many neighbors contacted you either personally via phone or text or email?
Oh my God, they stopped the car to stop and ask me what's going on. They stop me when I walk around the block. Hey, what are you guys doing over there? What's the big machine in the front thing? And I'm like,
people are nosy.
Don't even get me started. They also ask, you could have spent money elsewhere, like maybe redoing your bathroom or a vacation or
I'm not happy about spending this money. I think everyone should know that by now.
Mm-hmm.
But I also don't want to give in and be forced to sell my truck because some a-hole wants it just as bad as I do.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. It's awful. And I think Brandy
Why
understands
even have a
that.
truck but I don't understand why having a truck that's such a hot commodity. Why even have one? Just sell it. You know how much profit we would make off that?
I
don't
know.
now?
All right, Brandy, I also know that he put a $100 deposit down on a Cybertruck, so pick your poison.
This is where I draw the line. Okay, listen. No more. I'm done. I'm going to move. I'm out. I'm going to move somewhere else. I can't do this anymore. This is insane. This is all just about a truck. Did he tell you about the infrared machine that when you cross the line, it screams in the bedroom?
Yeah.
In the bedroom, not in the house. In the bedroom, that screams, warning, trespasser, warning.
Now, in all
when you're dead
fairness,
asleep.
When you and I are having dinner together with Rich and Jay and everything,
Rich hold away the construction. Yeah.
I did look at you and said to you these exact words. You do know who you married, and you agreed.
Yeah. You've taken it to the next level. This is like, I don't know. This is just getting out of control. This is out of control.
I think I'm done.
You know what? I just think he should sleep in his truck because then he has all control. Just sleep in there.
We could probably get you a Go Fast camper with a nice little pop-up tent.
I mean,
oh, perfect.
I don't really want to sleep in. Then I'd have to run it all night because the AC would have to be on because it's hot as balls right now. It just sounds bad. I don't want to sleep. I have a nice bed.
Are you going to post the pictures of what it looks like in the front of the house?
Yes, I've shot a video.
Yeah, well, the value of our house just went down. If somebody drives by, it's like when you're driving down the street and you see people with bars on their windows.
Totally
I feel
disagree.
like it's the same feeling.
No, I totally
and then
disagree.
They're
These
gonna
are
go, wait,
attractive.
why? It looks like a parking garage. It's not pretty.
Oh, that gives me an idea.
What?
We should build a kiosk For the parking attendant that you're going to hire 24/7.
No, that's Brandy's new job. She's collecting money from me every time I go in and out.
Oh my God.
I told you this is going to go badly for me. I warned him. I said, there's no way that this phone call is going to go well.
Yeah, no, that's why we did it.
Yeah.
That's why I pushed for it. I quadruple dog dared him. I said, call your wife.
Yeah.
People need to know.
You caught me on the wrong night, though.
Yeah. I told you
Well,
she was a little sour tonight.
Lucky for you. I've got him for a little while to give you a break.
Well, she'll be fast asleep when I get home. Or
Yeah,
pretending to be.
no.
One of the two.
I mean, yeah.
All right, everybody.
Anyway, sorry.
Brandy
I'm sorry, I'm
Tillis.
just not as entertaining as
Oh no,
I normally am.
No, you
should call
were
me.
massively entertaining. Trust me.
No.
This is what they wanted to hear.
I feel like there should be a red carpet along the fence leading to your front door, so when your wife gets out of the car, she feels like she's in a luxurious valet type experience or a red carpet walk. And those bollards are nice enough where you could put stanchion ropes between them, like red velvet ropes, and just tell her she's coming home to luxury Hollywood experience every night.
She wouldn't buy it. She would see right through it.
Well, that's
no one's happy with my decision. No one. It's awful, except for me. And Holman, today, as God is my witness, some a-hole sent me another video from a TRX in Ontario, California. From the he had a Blackview camera. I think that's a brand, right? Blackview.
That's what I have on mine.
Okay, so he had the Blackview camera.
Yep.
And he has the guy breaking in, stretching out across the car, like putting his, you can literally see his Android phone with the dongle on it, connecting. And he's talking to the guy outside. Is it connected? Is it connected? Why is it connected? The guy had an IGLA device on there, right? Like I do. Is it connected? And he's inside, busted window and all that stuff. Couldn't get it connected, hops out, and they take off. And by the way, in a Trackhawk.
Of course.
They drive away. They are driving in another Hemi.
Yep.
And this just happened yesterday. I'm like, no, this is awful. I did not see this coming when I bought this TRX. I think I could leave a Ferrari in my front yard, and it's less likely to get broken into.
I have seen you age from worry from this.
Sucks. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Listen,
I don't feel like this is good for our listeners anymore. Like we've definitely jumped the shark on this.
Get your Cybertruck, and nobody will ever want to steal it.
No one will ever. My wife will divorce me. I'm not. That was real hate for that thing. She does not like it. She's like, it looks like a trash can.
Well, our fortunately for us, our Truck Show podcast listeners, a lot of them are married. They understand what it's like, and it is about compromise. Lightning, why don't you give our audience some marital advice right now? Go.
Don't be lightning.
The Truck Show, the Truck Show, the Truck Show. Oh, oh.
657-205-6105. That is the 5-star hotline. If you've got an opinion, or if you've been in a similar situation where you've taken crazy measures at your house to protect a vehicle and your spouse does not understand. I realize that's hyper-specific, but if it's happened, I want to hear about it because I need to
You need to know that there's people in your corner.
Yes, please. Everyone always thinks that they're the only one going through trauma. No one else understands. Well, that's how I feel right now. Nobody else understands. 657-205-6105.
Listen, if you guys want to send us an email, truckshowpodcast@gmail.com, Holman @truckshowpodcast.com, Lightning @truckshowpodcast.com. We want to hear from you. We love hearing from you guys. And, of course, you can follow us on social, @truckshowpodcast, @Sean P. Holman, @LBC Lightning. And shout out to our buddy Dave, who continues to help our Instagram and Facebook pages do something other than suck.
They did suck a little bit before Dave got a hold of them. So thank you, Dave, for helping us not suck.
And, of course, we got to thank all of our sponsors. Of course, Nissan is our presenting sponsor of the Truck Show podcast. So if you want to go find yourself a dependable, reliable, well-built, awesome, fuel-efficient, just a great all-around midsize truck, head on down to your local Nissan dealership or head to Nissan USA where you can build and price the Frontier that is perfect for your needs.
And for those of you that have Super Duties, specifically 2017 Ford 6.7-liter Power Strokes, you're tired of cleaning that map sensor every couple of months. You're like, I can't stand cleaning the soot off this sensor. All you got to do is head over to bankspower.com, type in your year, make, and model, and find the brand new Banks Map Sensor Spacer Kit for your 2017 to current Ford Power Stroke.
And let's face it, your truck is dirty. It doesn't fit in your garage. It sits out behind your bollards all day and gets all that industrial fallout all over it. And you're a filthy person.
I'm not a filthy person.
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the listener.
You were talking about bollards. It's clearly me.
It was not you. You're a filthy person who is greasy and you have dandruff and you've got your interior's got that film on it. It's got the fuzz that comes out. It's just a gross place to be.
No, my truck is clean.
There's
inside.
chili dog blotches on the floor. Listen,
no, I'm pretty clean guy.
You need to get the AMSOIL High Foam Car Shampoo and the Interior Detailer. 2 new products from the car care line. And if you got to clean out the outside with a superior product, AMSOIL's car care line that includes the powerful beading technology of their ceramic spray. Again, that's AMSOIL.com. Your favorite synthetic lubricant company is also your favorite car care company.
And your favorite tonneau cover company is EGR because they're known for the roll track. You can get it in manual operation or fully automatic that ties into your key fob. Go to EGRUSA.com to get the roll track that is perfect for your truck. It's the last tonneau cover you will ever buy.
Unless you get a new truck, then you'll buy another one.
Yes, because maybe it's got a different bed size. But then you'll just buy another EGR. I feel like I shouldn't go home tonight. It's going to be bad for me.
Well, my family's in Hawaii without me, so you're more than welcome to stay in the pod shed.
Do you have a sleeping bag?
The Truck Show Podcast is a production of Truck Famous LLC. This podcast was created by Sean Holman and Jay Tillis with production elements by DJ Omar Khan. If you like what you've heard, please open your Apple Podcast or Spotify app and give us a 5-star rating. And if you're a fan, there's no better way to show your support than by patronizing our sponsors. Some vehicles may have been harmed during the making of this podcast.